so this is round 3, board 9, and go ahead and introduce yourselves. And what power did you play?
I'm Mike Sullivan, Sully. I was playing Turkey.
Okay.
I'm Grant Smith, and I was playing Aliens.
Okay, so you both in it at the end. What was the final result here?
The final result was 9 centers for Turkey, France, and Germany. 6 centers for Italy. 5?
6 centers for Italy,
and then 1 for Austria.
Okay, so pretty even at the top, right?
Pretty even
29 points for the top 3
For the top
people.
3 players?
Yeah.
Okay, so not a drop round if you're one of those guys and you got 2 other solid results, but...
Which I don't, but you know.
All right. Just need the solo tonight. You're in.
So East and West. On
5
the West,
minutes
we
to the
had
deadline.
Germany and France allied early, going against England.
Mm-hmm.
But after France lost a dot to Italy, Germany switched alliances and joined England, and they had a very successful, long-lasting alliance. The rest of the game,
It looks like they ended up owning all of Iberia. They ended up. You got Marseille and kept it, pretty much for the whole game.
I had Iberia.
Okay. Oh, and then they pushed you back.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had started off in an RT very briefly, and then it was clear that Russia was going to get a lot more of Austria, and that I could stab him. And
So you did. There you go. Who was playing Russia?
Todd Kobrin.
Tom Kobrin. Oh, good job, man. Stabbing Tom Kobrin. Well done.
It was kind of like a 3-power stab.
So
Well,
England and
England's-
Germany and you all moved at the same time?
Although we didn't coordinate it at all.
It just happened.
Yeah.
Organically. That's the best, you know. Tom Kobrin, I was kind of talking to him throughout the day, and he was like, yeah, just kind of went sideways on me, and what are you going to do? And he was fighting it out, and he was like, you know, sometimes it just happens.
Yeah, I felt bad because he had a very long, slow, painful game where he just got eliminated.
Oh, well, that's the game sometimes, right?
Yes.
Austria was sort of working with us.
Austria was a new player.
Oh, who was, what was their name? Do you remember?
He's from Michigan, Midlands. His name's Scott.
Okay.
And
Do you remember who the other players were, just for the record? I mean, I have it written down, but
okay.
if you do, that would be great.
I just have first names. It's
Yeah, I know
Carlos
first
something
names.
for Germany, David is France, and Scott is Austria,
Jason is
is England.
Okay.
And so, yeah, Austria was in a lot of trouble from
not taking a center.
not taking a center
one.
and letting Russia was in Galicia, and so he was in a lot of trouble. And
Okay.
originally was happy for me to turn on Russia and come sort of help, and then it sort of became clear that I wasn't interested in helping Austria.
You were going to take the dots.
I only took 1 dot off Austria, but I think he
Yeah, when you're at 3 or 4,
Yeah.
that kind of stinks. So I'm looking at this board here, and there is no stalemate line,
That's correct.
right? We have Austria is still behind the lines, I guess.
This is kind of
That's an actual Austrian army?
this is an odd
Last
destabilization.
Last turn, Austria was in Budapest. I was back in Mid-Atlantic,
Or Western Med.
or Western Med,
Yeah.
and then I was in Moscow, and they were in St. Petersburg.
Okay.
We proposed a draw. It seemed
2
really,
minutes
really
to the
like it was going to
deadline.
pass. It was not like a complete stalemate position, but it was pretty stalemated,
Okay.
assuming everyone sort of did the right thing. There was a little bit of movement possible, but it seemed like a reasonable
Right.
place to vote for a draw. And the draw failed, and everyone said it wasn't that.
Sure. Who wasn't it really? Did somebody own up to
Everybody still says it wasn't them after the game.
it? Okay.
We think it is marginally credible that it was actually a mistake.
Probably Austria.
It maybe.
Because
wild card?
as screw you guys.
Quite possible.
Well, and so then we do the moves, and I break out into the Mid-Atlantic.
Wow. And you get kicked out of Moscow.
Right, which was because of
mistake.
a screw up. I
Oh,
didn't
misorder.
realize they had 3 on Moscow, and so I had Ukraine doing something involving Galicia instead of supporting it, so I lost,
Okay.
which was a fuck up. And then Austria decided, hey,
La la la.
which I understand that.
That suggests to me that they were the ones who voted down the draw.
And so, Austria decided that they were going to cause trouble, which, I don't think was the wrong thing to do, but I was unhappy
1
about
minute
it.
to the deadline.
But then, so we were in a position that I thought was pretty drawn. The draw vote failed.
Right.
Then the next play goes through and has 3 massively destabilizing events.
And then the draw vote succeeds.
And then the draw vote succeeds.
45
Okay.
seconds.
I guess if I'm Turkey,
I'm not in charge.
what are you at risk to lose? You don't own Budapest.
No, I don't own Budapest. I do own Serbia.
Okay.
I just
You're
lost
going
Moscow.
to lose another
30
dot.
seconds.
Maybe. I don't own Greece.
Well, Moscow, you're the
Oh, who owns Greece? Italy?
Italy owns Greece.
Oh, okay,
it's
so that's
possible
bad.
that just Italy loses the
Yeah.
dot.
So, but the only way that you get it back is by doing that,
Right.
And then you've got to kind of support that out.
Well, if he
you know?
moved out to Greece, I could retake
15
it from
yeah,
Hungary, but I don't know if that's likely.
But anyway, that's massively destabilizing.
and it
You've got this
gives
here,
them
and
a
this
chance to
isn't
sort of
locked, right? And once you're up here in the North Atlantic, they don't have the fleets to contain you.
2, 1.
But you're not probably going to get a lot more dots anytime soon. I see why you're taking the draw, right? The only way that you grow is by punching back into this, and that's bad. And England and Germany just were kind of tight, sticking together.
Yeah, they weren't going to stab each other. I think they were tired of the game. I think England figured that they could pick up one, maybe two more dots over here. Like,
I don't know what they don't own, but if they don't own Holland, Kiel, Berlin, Denmark, and Sweden, they could take all of those, except now for this, right? That's a problem.
Right.
But they got an army on the island. Wow, I think I take that. Well, it all depends. And you've already been playing for, what, 6 hours, 7 hours? Yeah, all right. So, you get that? I'll have diplomacy play. All right, guys.
So this was, I think, the first... I've been playing diplomacy for a while, so it's a little unlikely that this is true, but I'm pretty sure it is.
You didn't see me respond to your tweet. You've never played Turkey in a tournament. You've never
no.
played Austria in a tournament either.
I've absolutely played Austria.
Well, not on the World Diplomacy Database, you haven't.
North supports Norwegian.
Interesting. But I know I've played Austria in a tournament.
Oh, okay.
Maybe that's not true. Maybe
it
I
didn't
haven't
get
played it in a
reported.
tournament. I've just played it. I know I've played it in face-to-face games.
Yep. Oh, you're thinking this is your first face-to-face Turkey?
I think this is the first face-to-face Turkey I've ever played, tournament or not.
Wow.
And I played a lot of house games too.
Right.
We played a lot of house games back in the day.
That's crazy.
So I think, I've probably played a Turkey house game,
Yeah.
maybe, but I don't remember. At all.
You did okay. You kind of remembered, you kind of figured out what you needed to do.
I'm sort of bad, right? And so I think this is actually my best tournament result.
Okay. I think, when you make that decision to stab Tom Kobrin because he's going to get more of Austria than you, that's a real good call. That's the kind of call that's hard to make when you're new. Because you're like, oh, but that's okay.
Well, I'm not new. I'm just bad.
Oh, that was interesting. That was the one turn where I could legitimately improve my position against you without fucking things up, but you forced me to show you my orders.
Oh, wow, man.
Yeah.
Well, right, because no, there was one turn where
I'm sorry. Forced? I gotta asked and
Well, I said he was like, look, it would be good for you to stab Russia. And I'm like, I agree. I would like to stab Russia, but you're up around here, and I can only stab Russia if I. And I'm like, I usually don't believe in peeking at orders, but if we're gonna do this, we're gonna do it.
that's diplomacy. That's great negotiation, right? Because you're saying, hey, I've got this risk. You want me to take?
Would you have stabbed me if I had?
Yeah, because I was already in the Aegean.
Yeah, I remember that position.
I needed you to stab Russia in order for me to get a better result.
Because you had to get something from Austria too.
But you also you wanted me to do it and then not.
I wanted you to do it and still be in a position where I could undermine your gains from attacking Russia.
Yeah, that's how you make a big Italy happen, right?
But I couldn't because you forced me to show you my orders.
That's
I made it a condition of the agreement.
Yes,
I
which
didn't-
was a
well,
good condition
well,
of
no.
the agreement.
Let's just say I can do. Thanks, good job, and congratulations on taking a step up. I don't think you can. No, in all seriousness, once you start making those kinds of calls, you keep making them. All right.